It is No Remorph Wednesday, and I apologize, guys. We are starting a little bit late. We had some issues with Jamie's cam. As you can see, if she moves real quick, we have a sci-fi effect going on here. I don't know if she's half teleporting to the Enterprise or what's going on there, but
Sweet.
her sound's fine. The image is actually pretty good, but it just does this weird ghosty thing, and we can't quite figure it out. So anybody out there is video tech or has some pointers, we're more than open, but I'm sure we're going to get nothing but really oddball comments regarding that. So we probably shouldn't even look in there for a bit. Anyway, we have a great guest tonight. Last year's 15 Minutes Lame contestant, Chris, over at 319. Really nice guy. Did actually make a really strong finish over there, too. I think a lot of people weren't familiar with Chris at the beginning of that competition. As they saw him do his reels and things came out through the season, he was really getting ahead of steam, man. You could almost hear the little chants in the bleachers and things like, Chris, 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 as he's marching to the finish line, But very nice guy. Does a lot of different species, has a pretty good background in this. So it's going to be interesting to hear what Chris has got to tell us tonight. Jason, Jamie, you guys got any news from the week? Stuff that I'm not thinking about we want to throw out there for these guys?
Well, I got another
Jason
clutch.
got a clutch, yeah.
Yeah, I got a clutch yesterday, so glad to see that one hatch. Kind of a weird deal. So those were at 50, I want to say 8 days. Yeah, 58 days, and finally got one to pip. So cut them all, and every one of those snakes, it was an 8-egg clutch. Every single one had a giant yolk sac yet in there.
So weird.
And no room in the eggs really, but still juicy. It was just the oddest. I've never seen that. I mean, I've seen, egg sacs the size of a dime maybe at the most, but these were big, and the snakes weren't small. So hopefully everybody will do all right. Some pretty cool looking ones. We'll once they get all out, get some pictures up on them.
Yeah, maybe a temp gun thing to temp gun and double check your thermometer or something in there, because you've hatched out of there and it was always kind of at that 55, 56 range.
Yep, so 3 thermometers going. I've got a glass one in there. I've got the Govies in there, and the temperature controller itself. So should be pretty close to where it should be. But
yeah, odd. That's kind of a long run to still have a bunch of yolks left. Because generally, I think both our sides. I mean, we've even had them pip at 53 at times.
Mm-hmm.
55 is pretty much the end of the road for most of them, but this one, pretty weird.
Okay. Yeah, you confused me because that's why I was looking left and right. You're like, I got a clutch. I was like, wait, something laid eggs that I didn't do? You cut a clutch, so you got some fresh babies from the incubator. Okay. Yep. That made more sense to me. I thought, man, I really got to get to these forge meetings. I'm missing all kinds of snakes having eggs that I don't know about. And
got a couple coming yet this year. A couple delay yet, but that'll be probably it for the season. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we scanned here today too, and a couple go in the right direction. One that's already starting to coil, so that's our exanthic clown stuff. We're pretty excited about that one. So hopefully she has a good time with that and is able to lay next 30 days or so here. But not a ton out there for news for us. We've got some stuff coming up in a couple weeks. We've got great guests scheduled in. We're getting out to the end of October now with people getting put into the calendar, and other than our little expo end of September and one in the beginning of October, it's kind of quiet time of season where these females that we kind of missed maybe early spring are now going to start filling in those October, November slots for pairing up again. So quiet time of year for everybody.
Geckos towards the end of September.
Yeah.
Like the second burst of the year.
Man, do that burst again? That actually looked like a burst. Wow.
I don't know what it is. It's driving me crazy, guys.
That is so strange.
I can't
quite figure it out.
It's just the video too, so.
Is what it is, man. Is what it is. Let's say hi to the audience out there. We got a little bit of a slot of time. We'll rifle through people, say hey. Blakers, thanks for coming out. He's here every week, man. Appreciate that. Jamie gave you the blur.
Yeah, I did.
Mitzi, appreciate you. Hearts out to the crowd.
Everybody's going to get a blur.
Right? Everybody's going to get a blur tonight. Big Dan, Vision Quest, good to see you, man. Hope everything's good there in South Florida. Man, I miss that area, especially getting into this time of year. Tim, that's the old man coming out to catch the kids in the audience. Appreciate that. Tim and Connie, the dynamic duo, they're in here every week. That's why we got such a good subscriber base. They just leave it on and they show up when we do. Patrick, good to see you, man. Appreciate you coming out. Mako. We got Big Val, White Feather Balls. Good to see you out there, Val. Hope everything's going well. We got Jason Opelt. Think he's still batting 1,000. I don't think he's missed an episode yet. He has come in late a few times and apologized for whatever reason because he's been here for everyone. Ken, good to see you, sir. RWO crew over there. That is a bit of news we should mention. So they did have scattered shows over all of the RWO members' channels. They've consolidated that to one RWO channel. So if you did not catch that news, jump over there and subscribe to the RWO channel. That's where all of their shows are going to be popping up on the same channel, so you don't have to bounce around to the different members and try to get on individual shows there. So heads up, guys. Head over to RWO and sub to that main channel so you don't miss any of their good shows. So
I'll have to
appreciate
do that.
those guys.
I heard that they were going to do that. I didn't know what happened yet.
Yep, was created and taken subs. So
Okay, good deal.
Awesome.
Eddie, we're at Static Morphs. Appreciate these guys. Popped in. Eddie had a banger clutch on our pop-up live not long ago. Go back and check that out. Sure. It's in the recordings, guys.
Yeah.
John down there in Mission. Good to see you, sir. Coming out of Texas. Appreciate you. We got RO 5.0. I never know. I think he's got a couple different accounts he logs in on, but appreciate you, Will. Mike and Melissa, good to see you guys. You guys picked up a really nice snake. We are super interested and invested in that lace xanthic stuff. And I did not know Bob Vu had some of that stuff on his side. So that's a good sign, and it's a beautiful animal. Congrats on that.
Yeah, super pretty.
Mariah, that's the better half of our smoothie drinking gullet brave adventures. So appreciate you, Mariah, for coming out. Brave soon to be after, I'm sure. Dwight, the Pie Man, good to see you, sir. Hope everything's well on your end. Sends me beautiful music every morning I can go back and review.
Yep.
Got South Park in the house. Good to see you. Love the salute. Love seeing you in the audience as well. John, Jamie, Jason, good to see you too, Tommy. Hope everything's going good down there. I know the cleaning business is booming, so hopefully that's going well for you. And looking forward to seeing some fresh geckos soon too, man.
Yeah.
Reptile Pit. Oh, Millsy from across the pond. Boy, it is late over there, so this is very much appreciated for swinging in and taking a look. Very nice stuff, guys. Bambino came out of there. Soon to be Dark Angel flowing over to the U.S. Lot of stuff coming out of the Reptile Pit over here as really some interesting genes and projects, and he's constantly working stuff out of Africa. So appreciate you, Mills. Thanks for swinging in, man. Kike, appreciate you. Hope everything is well. Got a fantastic shirt on here from the man himself, Sultan of Support. Dickie Foster, good to see you, sir. Appreciate you coming out. He's always in the audience, too. Do we need to prep any music? Do we got Don D hanging out there?
No, I think we're all caught up for now.
Beautiful. Everybody else's music gets us in copyright infringement problems, so Don D's the only one left standing on the musical board. But
which is really weird for Purple Rain
Right.
to not get fringed, yeah.
Well, I pulled some strings on that one. It's a live version, and it's slightly altered off the original pitch. So little insider tip there, guys. Not to get myself arrested or anything. But I don't think anybody's looking at no remorse looking to make federal copyright infringement cases. So we're going to move on from that weird talk. Without any further news, we're going to jump right into the commercials, guys. Forge Coin affiliates. What's the count look like, Jamie? Do you have any idea what we're doing on the total on Forge Coin right now?
I was just looking today, man. It's a long list.
Yeah, there's a lot
as far
of
as
people
affiliates?
Yeah.
I think there's 30.
That one I know. I think we're at 30 on that. I was like Forge Coin totals. Did we hit a
I
grand in
got
there
you.
yet?
No, it's just under.
Just under a grand. Okay.
Yep.
That is a lot of merch floating around, guys. There's
Yeah.
got to be t-shirts and hats and things you want. Maybe
Absolutely.
not. Everybody's saving up save it for a rainy day, I guess.
I need to update it because I've got a couple to add from the Sunday Sanctuary winners also. So
Okay.
that'll be on our Discord later today.
Yep. If you're curious where that balance is or what you have for Forge Coin, there is a running tally over there, so everybody knows exactly what you got to spend.
Yep.
Eric, good to see you. Hope the fam is well. ERS is a great group of people, man. Let's do it. Let's run the ads. And Mike, Platinum, you're not going to let me run the ads yet either, but
I
I
am.
appreciate
Go,
you
go,
singing
go.
out there.
Yep.
All right. Here we go, guys. We'll be right back with our guest tonight. I am anxious to talk to Chris and see what we got. So let's do it. See you.
Hey folks, here at The Forge we prioritize promoting people from the community, especially where we see opportunity to share some valuable insights or products with our followers. That is why we are thrilled to have BNS Reptilia as a sponsor. Chris is a fantastic example of bringing value to the community, with years of experience keeping a variety of animals from ball pythons and blood pythons to boas or colubrids and more. Chris brings a wide breadth of knowledge and a collection of beautiful animals. Chris also carries Coco2go and The Chipper, two of the highest quality reptile bedding products on the market. If you want to learn more about any of these species, are looking to add to your collection, or in need of some top-notch substrate, please don't hesitate to reach out to Chris at BNS Reptilia. Chris is also a member of a growing community of breeders who accept Forge Coin, so don't forget to show them your Forge Coin.
All right, we are back, and we appreciate those guys 100%. But the ones we don't have stuff for, I'm going to shout out real quick, and then we'll send Jamie backstage to round up a trivia question. Emily, good to see you. We had the best weekend with them. Real quick side note, and then I'll stop blabbering. They won a contest for a local musician to come out and play a private show at their ranch this weekend. So we were over there Saturday, hung out, and got to watch Jeremy Messersmith play a full show for us with some other people opening for him and going up and playing music. Just a really fun day, man.
That
Couldn't
was
have a
awesome.
better time with better people.
Yeah.
So if you don't know who Jeremy Messersmith is, go check him out. Super chill. Maybe a little off the beaten path for a lot of people out there, but very good musician locally here, and a hell of a time this weekend. So good to see you, Emily. Thank you for coming out. What I was getting at before I said hi to the cookie man, James B., was we have other sponsors up there that we don't get a chance to mention a lot. We don't have commercials for them. Bone Daddy honorary member. He's always going to be a sponsor up there. Laser engraving, great Monarch stuff. I think he's even doing got some lace and monsoon stuff too, I believe. Tri-stripe, I know he just got into. So Vinnie, Bone Daddy Serpents, appreciate you 100%. Rippin' Reptiles, Greg and TJ, appreciate you guys for stepping up and just going along with the whole program. You know, when you guys are all settled and you get all your stuff together, shoot us some pictures. We'll put together an ad for you. But great people, awesome people, actually. If you need anything, reach out to us. We'll reach out to them, or just go direct to them. Don't really matter. Still gets to them, right?
Yep.
Boy, that was a roundabout weird thing to say. Mark at Rat Bastard down in the bottom right, Pacific Northwest. Very nice guy. He also is kind of just starting into this, but has a fantastic mindset. He's really set with the guys over on RWO. Craig at Bash Coder is also amazing, and he's in here tonight. Appreciate you, Craig. Thank you for coming out. And, yeah, Mark's just a really nice guy. Pacific Northwest area also said, you know what, I'll step up, I'll sponsor the show. So appreciate you, Mark, and hope things are going well out there, man. Joe, saying hi to Val over at White Feather. That's an appropriate thing to say right there. Jamie, you ready to get some trivia for the night? People can win some Forge coin at the end of the show.
Yes.
I know Chris is like, are you guys going to talk the entire show? Or I'm going to get a chance to say anything.
He's not even awake.
So.
He fell asleep back there.
I need to go try and fix my camera because this
All
is weird.
Yeah, something wonky there. Without further ado, you go fix your
backstage.
stuff, and we'll get Chris out here. All right?
Okay, bye.
Enough stalling. See you later, lady. All right, Chris, you are up, sir.
What's up, guys? Bye, Jamie.
Doing well, doing well. How are you, sir?
Good.
Fantastic.
Doing well. Got some clutches in the incubator. Feel like everything's going late this year, so I'm waiting for everything to be laid, and I feel like everybody just had their pre-lay sheds like last week, so it's going to be a eventful day, week in 28 days here.
Yeah, seems like the last couple of years have been. Last year for us was really late on all the clutches, and then this year, I think I've said it before, missed quite a few this year. So
yeah, it was really just wonky timing, and it was exactly it. We weren't even looking because everything kind of slid down the calendar a couple months last year.
Yeah.
So we didn't start looking until too late. Well, they had already crested and they were reabsorbing on a couple. You know what I mean? And went, well, come on with this, but.
I had two that just reabsorbed, and one of them's completely, she's down to like 8mm follicles. But the other one started slamming food, and I checked her again yesterday. She's back up. She went from like 9mm to 25 from the last time I checked her. So nice. I got a mail in with her right now. So hoping that will take.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, Chris, we're a little bit familiar with you because we followed through the whole campaign last year. That was a fun thing, and we will touch on that. But for the people that really aren't familiar with you, do you have a typical, hey, I'm Chris spiel that you can run past everybody? Tell us where you're at, how you got in, and kind of your base modus operandi.
Chris from 319 Reptiles. Originally from Chicago. I live in Iowa now, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I started breeding about the same time as all the COVID breeders. I told my story before, but my daughter got into snake discovery and kind of rekindled that interest for me. But I think I got my first ball python in like 1994. I've kept Uromastics and green iguanas, turtles, chameleons, just over the years, all kinds of snakes. And just love reptiles, always have. Can't really pinpoint an exact moment as to when it started, but just always loved reptiles.
Absolutely.
I really love snakes too because they only eat once a week. The geckos are a little bit more work.
Yeah. All the other stuff seems like you're swinging through there every couple hours, throwing them an insect or, I got you.
Yep.
Yeah, the snakes are kind of nice that way. We get a little bit spoiled knowing that, hey, this is our feed day. And some of those, we've actually pushed to a 2 week schedule because they seem to digest better. Give them
Oh
two
yeah,
rats every 2 weeks rather than one every week kind of a deal.
yeah.
So yeah, you get a little spoiled with that. Now Jamie and her geckos kind of reset us back to, hey, these need to be seeing food every day as a baby and every other as an adult. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
we do the educational shows. So I've got 4 or 5 geckos, and I have a pair of tokays. I just always love tokays. So I have a pair. I've never held them or touched them once, but uh, they just laid some eggs. I had one set of eggs out of them, yeah, about 6 months ago, and they just laid another set. I found in their cage last week when I was cleaning.
Yeah.
gotcha,
You
gotcha.
said you do educational shows, like you travel around doing that, or?
Mostly just around this area.
Okay.
The Cedar Rapids School District calls me a lot for their like summer school programs, and I'll go do shows there. But we've done
Sure.
local libraries around this area, some birthday parties and stuff. It gets difficult because I work a full-time 9 to 5, and
Yeah.
most times I have to take the day off work to go do them because it's during school hours. But
Sure.
we get some weekend like library shows we'll do here and there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Fun stuff, and really good for the community. That's talk about that all the time. It's like, what can you do to try to enhance and grow the community? And that's really the thing
Yeah.
that always comes to mind, is really you have to like interact with people. I don't know how else you do it. So it's pretty
Yeah,
neat.
it's fun to have those kids that are just terrified of them and
Yeah.
but fascinated, right? So by the end of the show, my goal is to get a snake in their hands,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Right.
it's always a lot of fun. That and the tarantulas. So we have a few tarantulas we bring to show, and
Sure.
the kids are usually pretty fascinated by those.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That I would be one of those terrified of the tarantulas. I'll be
Yeah. Me
honest.
too. I
It's
mean,
it's
I do
just
think they're really cool looking, but I just not a
They're
spider holding person.
I'm one of those kids. It's just been a long like show for me. Like it's been 30
Yeah.
years. Like I'm fascinated by them, but I have no willingness to touch them at all. Like I'll
Yeah.
drop a
Exactly.
cricket in there or dubia, but that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
right. Yeah, I would drop it in like from the end of a 4 foot tong kind of
Yep.
a.
Yep.
But yeah, just always been that way. But I mean, it's cool. You talk about the school thing and in the library setting, or young people in general. Like the one of the better things we ever did was a university, because you're not super worried about like a hyper kid running up to
Yeah.
the table and having a
Little
weird
guys.
issue. They're reserved young adults, and they approach things with a little bit of coy and caution, right? But you'd see the ones that would come to the door and look in the room and then kind of disappear, and about 5 minutes later they'd come in maybe 2 steps into the room, and eventually they're up there at the table, and
Yeah.
that's very cool. And handing these kids with big grins, are like shocked that they have it at first, right? But
Yeah. Yeah.
after a bit they're sitting with it in their lap and just grinning ear to ear. It's just amazing. But
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun.
yeah, super fun. So Jamie made it back. I think she probably didn't change a darn thing by the looks of it.
No, it's still
Um,
blurry.
yeah, we're gonna roll with it anyways. But you talked about having a lot of different species. Can you kind of run us through what you currently keep and what you actively
Yeah.
like breed, or what is just keeping status?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got 4 different types of tarantulas. I can't even tell you. I got a big green bottle blue, a Choco golden knee, and a few a Carabiner versicolor, and then one of my first old world tarantulas that I cannot even remember what the scientific name is, but I think it's like a blue leg golden baboon from Africa or something, but it's pretty awesome.
Wow.
We've got crested gecko, Leachianus gecko. I've got a leopard gecko, 2 tokays, a breeding pair of tokays that I work with. I guess I consider them more of like a pet. I just like looking at them. They're like little real life Pokemon.
Yeah.
I don't bring
Right.
them to shows or anything just because they're not real handleable and they're just for me. And Got a green tree python, milk snake, corn snake, um, and then bunch of ball pythons. I've been breeding house snakes, breeding the ball pythons. I've got a blood python female that I'm growing up to with plans to eventually do like one clutch a year with the bloods. And then I've got a female Macklot's python I just got last year or I think it was earlier this year at the March Tinley from Dennis McNamara. And kind of got her
Okay.
as a pet and show animal. Really liked the way they looked, and I've really liked her a lot. So I think I'm probably gonna end up picking up a male from Dennis here at the October Tinley. So
Oh,
with the plans of breeding them. Oh, and an Angolan python female I'm growing up to breed here. She's a slow grower. Angolans are, but they're really awesome.
yeah.
I
That is a really huge variety, man. Probably
I was
one of
gonna
the
say I lost track around 10.
right.
I think there was like 14 different
Yeah,
species in there.
usually when I do a show, I tell them I'm going to bring like 10 plus species of animals. So, oh, and we got a bearded dragon too. That my son is 24, has gotten a few animals along the way, and then decided they weren't for him, so I accumulated those. He had a bearded dragon and a rainbow boa that I now care for.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that happens for sure.
Yeah,
Well, you need some turtles. I
yeah.
pinpointed that lacking area of your repertoire there.
I had years ago. I had two. I think they were Red Eared sliders. You know, at the time I just got them from like PetSmart. This
Yeah,
was early 2000s before YouTube or anything. But man, it feels like you clean that cage and those things just
yeah.
defecate immediately afterwards, and your water's brown again. Like I don't know if that's a venture I would take. I had an Eastern box turtle many years ago. If I were to go to the turtle route, I'd probably go that way.
Stay away from the water turtles. Yeah,
Yeah, not a huge fan of the aquatic turtles.
yeah.
Yeah, I think they're just kind of like a whole house filter. As they swim, the
Right.
Yeah.
water goes in and it just comes out brown. And I don't think that ever stops, Chris. I think that's just
Yeah.
how they operate. But
Yeah, and I was running like fluval filters. I would go to the pet store, like, what's the biggest, the best thing you got? And I was running two of them, and it couldn't keep up with these things.
yeah, yeah, turtles are muck creatures for
Oh
sure. But
yeah,
they're cool as hell.
they
If you could
are.
do an
They are.
outdoor scenario, I know Iowa's not conducive to
No.
that, at least not in a false sense, right? Out in a
Yeah.
regular
Yep.
pond, they can get into the mud and do their winterization and things, but to build that's a little
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've always liked a variety of things. I don't want to breed to. Initially, when I got into, I really was like, I don't know if I want to do ball pythons. I really like ball pythons. That's what I started on, what I grew up on. But ton of people doing it, right? So you think, oh, the market's saturated. But I mean, once you start diving into all the genetics and morphs and stuff, it really gets a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yeah, regardless of saturated or not, there are a billion combinations not being made.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
if you're truly interested in
And
that
if
part of
you
it, there's
you
Yeah,
look at it
plenty.
too, the numbers on Morph Market have dropped considerably over the last 2, 3 years too. Like I think I've watched it where people are saying, "Oh, there's only 70,000 ball pythons on Morph Market." I think we're down to like 40 or 50,000 around that
yeah.
now.
Yep, yep. I think it was mid 30s the last I looked, but it could be back up slightly. I mean, it's
Yeah,
always going to be doing this, right?
yeah.
So actively pursuing projects in all of these species, or just breeding some to kind of be familiar with their cycles and how they
Just
operate, or
yeah, I think it's just like love of the species. Like for me, like the Angolans, the Maclots, and the Bloods. I just really like them. So it'd be fun to do a clutch a year or a clutch every other year with those. The ball pythons are in the house snakes are really where I'm like focused on projects in at the moment.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Tell
So
us a little bit. Oh, go ahead, Jay.
I was just wondering about handling them. Also, I know you kind of said you're kind of the same way I am with the spiders. I'm actually really intrigued, but I can look at them and I'm good, right? But what about all the
Yeah,
different snakes? Are you handling the bloods
yeah,
and all that too, or?
yep. I handle all those. My blood python, man. I've done videos with her on my YouTube channel, but
Mhm.
she initially when I got her, she was feisty. I bought her young. I got her from Juggernaut Reptiles. I saw her at Tinley one show, and I was like, I didn't pull the trigger. And then I think I went home that same week and had her
The
shipped to me.
regret set
So
in.
yeah.
Yeah.
So she's a golden eye, and if you want, I could pull her out of here at some point. But she is. I went back to the next Tinley, and I talked to Juggernaut at their booth, and Elijah and his wife, and they said, lower the temperature, put her in a smaller tub. Tried that, and she became a completely different snake. So
Isn't that crazy?
she's one I bring to shows now. She's one I take out at the end of the shows and show her around. I'll walk around, ask the kids questions,
Very cool.
and total difference from when she was like under a year old. And I mean, there wasn't a time I was holding her and I wasn't bleeding. So, but like, I think if you put in that work with them, it pays off in the end. Because I always told myself, I said, I don't want to get bit by this thing when it's a full size adult this
Right.
big,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she's awesome. I really like them, and they're different than the blood or the ball pythons too. The way they age, their colors change. They get a little bit brighter.
Right.
They're really
Opposite kind of
cool
deal. Yeah.
animals. I could totally see myself eventually getting into some of the other short-tailed species too at some point here. The Sumatrans, I really like those black Sumatrans. Those are neat looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, it's wild to me that they start like a fire truck headed to a 4 alarm fire and they can end up bringing this around to these random people. It's that chill. So you think it was the handling, the age, what is
I
your
think
your recipe to get to that point?
initially it was the husbandry, right? Having that husbandry, there was a switch flipped once she had the right husbandry. I was doing it wrong initially. But yeah, I put in the work with her. I held her every day or at least every
Yeah.
other day. Um, Sitting on the couch watching a movie, I'd pull her out for 10, 15 minutes, sit on my lap and hang out, get used to the kids walking around, the dog being around. And
Mhm.
yeah, she's pretty chill now. Like, I mean, I still have a lot of respect for her because that strike is pretty rough. When she hits a mouse, it scares me, and or a
Yeah.
rat, it scares me. But
No
uh,
doubt.
it's it's more powerful than a ball python for sure. But
Yeah.
she's a different animal for sure.
Probably a
She's not one
combo then.
I necessarily like let people hold or pet at shows, but she's one I don't worry too much about holding her myself and showing and walking around and showing her for a while.
Sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, just wild, man. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly, Eric. I mean, that is true, 100%. But there's still some of those animals that they're just never gonna be something you can put in front of someone safely. I
I've
mean, that's
got
just the way they're baked.
I've got a green Zambian house snake I just got from Bushveld Reptiles, and I've never worked with the greens before. I've had a ton of people reach out to me and ask about them, and it is insane. It is nothing like the other house snakes. This thing, if it were a blood python, man, I'd walk out of there with some gnarly wounds. Like it thrashes and bites, and
Wow.
Yeah, I was gonna
yeah.
ask, like, house snakes. I am not familiar with it. Also, is that the general temperament, or are they pretty
No.
chill?
So there's capes. The Cape Boedon capensis is the Cape house snakes from South Africa, and I'm not sure the greens and the blacks are Boedon fuliginosus. I believe is the scientific name. So they're a different species, and they're completely different. I just recently picked up a couple pairs of greens and blacks to eventually breed those, and they are different. The blacks aren't as feisty as the greens, I'd say, but the Cape house snakes, they're pretty chill. I mean, you could hang out with them. I had a house snake out this weekend. I was playing chess with my son, and house snake in one hand, playing chess in the other, and they're just chilling like a ball python would. So the Cape house snakes are definitely, from my experience so far, is where it's at. But we're about 2-3 weeks into the fuliginosis experiment here, and I'm trying to hold them daily or interact with them daily. So hopefully
Yeah.
in a year or so I can report back better news to you about how they are.
Okay,
That's
okay.
That is a good tip, though. I mean, back to the blood. I mean, the combination I really think was the key, because you do have to spend the time. There's no doubt. If you just don't spend the time and you get all the husbandry right, the thing's still going to be pretty put off to be handled.
Oh yeah.
But without the husbandry, the other portion becomes very difficult or impossible if they're stressed all the time. And
Oh, absolutely.
sometimes sometimes they still eat, right, and it's just like you're saying, that thing was probably eating fine, but it didn't want anything to do with you and was angry all the time. And it's
Yeah.
you kind of have to learn to read them. So
Is this the greens we're talking about, Chris, or am I grabbing the wrong one?
That is the green I have. So that's 100% Zambian green house snake, and the
that's
house
cool.
snakes are weird. They're like geckos where they can fire up. So like
Mm-hmm.
that one, it'll look brown. Like in that photo, that looks brown to me. But there's times I look at it and it's completely green. You know, a bright emerald green almost. So they can change colors. I've noticed with the blacks and greens, it seems to be more drastic. The blacks, I'll look in and open it up, and they'll be completely gray. And then there's times I open it and they're like a Mexican black king snake.
Wow.
Um, so they're pretty cool little animals in that sense that they can kind of fire up and fire down. The house snakes, they come in all different colors. You've got oranges, reds, yellows, greens, blacks, red. I said reds. There's a few different types of reds even.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
so
amazing
they're
how you get those different primary colors in the different species. You know what I mean? I mean, try to
yeah,
find actual red. There's nothing in ball python. You can get
yeah,
some
and
really dark oranges and
the red is actually in the Capensis with the Cape house snakes.
yeah,
It's just a different region, kind of like you see the red dragon, bearded dragons, where they come
yeah,
from
yeah.
parts of Australia that have red sand.
Hmm.
It's from what I understand, it's very similar. They come from it's called KZN or KZN. It's the way that Bushveld says it is that part of South Africa, and the sands are more red there, and the animals are more red and patternless too. So,
Yeah.
but if you breed them into other animals, that red transfers, and they are very, very. They're kind of cool too because it's you can line breed them. Like you can find different traits and line breed for that, and I'm having fun with it. I had an albino I hatched out last year that looked just a little different. It had more white than a normal, more striping. So I'm gonna hang on to him and breed him to a back later on and see if we can get that transfer.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of scrolling through. If you hit on some of the things that pop up in your Insta, I'm going to show them up there because it's
Yeah.
a lot of
If
times
you
the
got
easiest way. But
the
Yes, it was.
Bushveld albinos are really neat looking. I just got into those. Yeah, that one there after Tinley. I actually talked to Garrett Hartle at Reach Out at his booth, and he told me, talk to Warren at Bushveld about the Bushveld albino, and so I just got this girl last October, I think it was, and she's probably like a year and a half old. And with these guys, you don't want to rush them, otherwise they're going to give you these small babies that won't take food. But
Sure.
I'm
uh,
taking it slow with her, and eventually, and I saw Eric mention that stacked albino, which is the T positive and T negative albino combined.
Hmm.
okay.
They are really neat. They got red eyes. I have a male that I got from Garrett at Reach Out, and I'm hoping to pair him to her when the two of them are ready and get some triple het albino female or babies and work that project. But
So
the eyes on that thing are
KZN,
amazing.
right?
Yeah, yep. So that's a KZN albino, just a single albino. But they're pretty neat. Like if you get that KZN red in there, And those are, you know how I was talking earlier, like the blood pythons, with each shed, they get a little bit brighter. These guys are
Mhm.
the same way. I just got 100% pure KZN red female from Bushveld with that green that I purchased, and I'm looking forward to doing some more, higher percentage KZNs into my pairings with her.
I'm just, yeah, breezing through these. I'm just kind of intrigued with their body makeup. I mean, it's such an interesting, not overly thin, but they still have, a bit of a strong head. They don't have
Yeah,
that kind of just a point. They actually have a distinct head, and yeah,
they're
they're
kind
a
of
cool
like they got like
snake.
the python, eye stripes, and
Yeah.
they act like pythons. They get lumped in as a colubrid a lot of the time, I think, because of their size.
Hmm.
But they're actually like more closely related to elapids than they are colubrids or pythons. So they're pretty neat. It's something different for sure.
Yeah, I really
The
dig
first ones
those.
I got a pair from KZN from Eric at ERS Reptiles, and a few from Brian Barchuk at BHB, and those are the pairings I'm still working off at this point. But I got a lot growing up. Once I got done, worked with them for a year or two, and got used to breeding them and learned the ins and outs of that, I kind of dove headfirst into a few different projects. I got some blue eye stuff that I'm going to be working here in the future, and hypo, and the Bushveld albino is the one I'm probably most excited about.
Yeah.
So
So
still,
how does the breeding work with those house snakes? Is it similar to a colubrid, or is it more like a python, or
It's more like a python. I'd say there's no uh, what's the word on
brumation?
that, hibernation?
The
um,
brumation?
yeah, there's no
brumation.
brumation.
Yeah.
Um, well, excuse me, no brumation, but they are. If you looked it up online right now, you're going to see like a 10 or 15-year old article from like Reptiles magazine that just says they're prolific breeders, and they can be, but you can overbreed them. And like I said, if you breed your females when they're too small or not ready, they're going to give you small eggs, and the babies are very hard to get started on food then.
Yeah.
I've had a few babies that have been kind of difficult to get going, and you got to give them some like carnivore care, or
Oh, sure.
pinky parts, or rat tails, and it gets kind of troublesome.
Yeah.
Um, Now that being said, I'd say that I've never had an issue where they won't eventually take food. So they're good about that. And the Cape house snakes will always typically eventually, especially after 1 year old, they'll take frozen thawed. And I've got one male that's huge, and I've heard from people that there's a region in Africa where they get bigger. They have like
Oh,
gigantism is part of the gene. And I have a male that is like double the size of any of my females, which females are normally bigger, like you would see in most species of snakes. But this guy is huge, and he's the only one I'd say that takes an adult mouse. The rest, I mean, the fuzzy mouse, hopper mouse, is about as big as they'll ever get.
sure.
Your
Okay.
females, once they get full size, maybe an adult mouse. But so the food's cheaper too,
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
cheaper than the
Right.
rats or the ASFs. But yeah,
Little sneeze there. I had to mute myself. Sorry about
oh
that.
yeah, it happens to the
This,
best of us.
right, right. So you've got this on your page too, and I am curious because it obviously is not a rainbow boa. But what the heck are we looking at here?
So that's that Macklot's python I was telling you about that I got from Dennis McNamara. They're really neat snakes.
Okay.
They're feisty. She's feisty. You definitely want to go in with a hook or something. But once you get them out, they're fine. And they're neat. They got some really cool iridescence on them, especially in natural sunlight,
Yeah, I
much
can see
like
it
you'd
there.
see on a rainbow boa. Um, and they're really cool snakes. They're called speckled pythons sometimes. They got like a green belly and a speckled brown and black top side. So I'm having a lot of fun with her. Like I said, I just got her in March, and kind of a last minute pickup. I was talking to Dennis, I think on Saturday night, and went back to his booth on Sunday morning, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take one, see how I like it. And so she's really neat. I got them. I want to get them into something, more of like a display, like a 5x2x2 or something like that with some space to see him move around.
Yeah, absolutely. Very cool. Yeah, and I was not gonna identify that. There's no way. So I'm glad
Yeah,
someone that knows was able. But
I think they're in the same family as like olive pythons. I don't know if you're familiar with those.
yep,
Timor
yep.
pythons, similar, but um, yeah, Macklots. Dennis talked me into him. He has a lot of passion for them, and he got me going on it.
Not the feds, he says.
Yeah, witness protection program.
Witness protection.
Whiskey Bomb's been outing me here in Iowa.
right. He's not in the witness protection program. So, aside from these oddballs, for the people more familiar on the royal side of things, what are you doing for projects? What are your main focuses in the ball pythons?
So Sunset's probably the most prevalent. My goal is to make, some different combos and Sunset clowns. I've recently kind of got into some paint clown stuff and really would like to eventually make a Sunset paint, see what that looks like. And so those are like the three top recessives that I'm working, but got a mix of other, codoms or incomplete dominants that I'll be working in, and probably 100 others I'd love to get into, because I just, every time you see one, you fall in love and you're like, oh my gosh, so I don't have that. But trying to stay disciplined, and got cantaloupe, which I picked up from NBK up in Canada a couple years ago now, and that male's up to breeding size, and he's got one clutchy sired for me this year already that's in the hatchling rack. So excited about
Nice.
that, about making some supers here in a couple years, and then eventually work that into the clown and Sunset. Yeah, but there's not been a lot done with it.
No,
It
I'd
was
love to
a
see that
G.
one.
Yeah, I can grab them here if you want me to.
I'll pop
Yeah,
this up
if
while we're
Yeah.
waiting.
yeah.
So that's the pair, right?
Yes, yeah, that is it.
So yeah, cantaloupe. One's a 25 hatchling, the other's a 23, and sire to the hatchling. So pastel enchi yellow belly cantaloupe.
Very cool.
And yeah, look at how much like brighter it aged. Exact same animal, Well, same genes, but
Reminds
Yeah,
me
and
of
they're
pastel lace with the coloring stand like that.
and of course the babies in shed. I was gonna bring both again to show them, but they the yellow belly and cantaloupe together go really well. They causes a lot of flaming coming up the sides and stuff. I don't know if you can see that guy. You can see like a distinct line of where
Oh yeah.
that top half ends, and it gets brighter. And there's the
Yep.
baby. You can kind of see that brightness at the bottom, and eventually over time they'll just get brighter and brighter.
just creeps
So
up too.
yeah, it does over time. I do have one hatchling I hatched out. It might be on my Instagram somewhere. That is just a pastel cantaloupe. I don't think it has any yellow belly, anything in it, and it's really neat. Like the pastel puts like a nice pattern disruption into it, and some nice black outlines around all the pattern. It's really neat. So I'm digging what I'm seeing out of it. I think NBK might have some hypo cantaloupe stuff they've worked, but haven't done too much in the way of what I'm working in clown and sunset. So I'm excited to see what they can do with that. Maybe mix in some lace to make it even brighter, and
Yeah, I
dark
really like.
jeans to give it contrast. So play
Does it have
around with
like a
it.
peach color in there too? It looked like there was a little bit of peach down.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's why they kind of call it cantaloupe, is it gets
Cantaloupe.
that like real clean and rich peach or cantaloupe color,
Yeah.
especially on that bottom half.
Well, and look at the
They
flaming too. Like the flaming is actually
Yeah,
kind
it's
of peached
peach
out,
colored.
which
Yeah,
is
yeah, it's really neat. It brings in a lot of orange or peach, like you're saying. So
yeah,
with Sunset, I thought it was kind of like a no-brainer to try and work it into Sunset and see what it does. And I think they have made a super cantaloupe, and it's really neat. But I'm interested to see what it does with some of the darker genes too. Like I love some of the brighter genes mixed with like GHI. It usually does
yeah,
pretty well.
for
So I'm
sure.
curious to see how this would look with like a GHI.
yeah.
Yeah,
Cantaloupe's interesting. I mean, look at this baby
yeah, I
too.
like it.
So I think that is that the pastel one. That might be. I think that might be the pastel, and it just put a really neat pattern disruption on it and kind of outlined pattern. You still got the flames coming up through it.
Yeah, I like that. That's the first ones I've actually seen. So thanks for bringing those out.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited about it. Um, Excited to see what it does. I think it eventually too will look good in zebra. Something kind of a bucket list down the line. I'd love to see it with.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I like the fact that it starts kind of like that lace progression. It's a little bit further down the body and it just kind of pushes and cleans as it
Yep.
ages. So, I mean, that's a positive, in my mind,
yeah,
things that
Yeah.
improve over time, right?
That's kind of my goal too, is to eventually work in, some. I got some DG, some lace, some cantaloupe, scrambler. I'm working is like enhancer stuff over eventually. So keep those animals looking nice into adulthood.
yeah,
Yeah, absolutely,
absolutely.
man. So we, Chris, are at that time. We get here every week, and it always shocks me when I look at the clock and I go, "Oh, I don't know how we get here so quick every week, but it is
Yeah,
time for you to go into a little bit of a pressure situation. Do you want to put those away before Jamie?
yeah, sure. Let me throw these guys.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I can handle the hot seat holding two snakes.
All right. Because yeah, it's that time. And guys, audience, if you have questions directly for Chris or for anybody for that matter, Q&A is after the hot seat. We're going to run through a couple more topics. We want to touch on 15 minutes of lame after the hot seat, but Jamie's starring those out there. So if you got stuff directly for Chris, that's your window to get those jammed in there, and we will bring them up and we'll have Chris answer them. Kind of like an audience hot seat, if you will. So yeah, actually did feel like 10 minutes, right? I know South
Right,
Park.
it goes
I
so
don't get
quick.
it. Every time I peek up there, it's like, what the?
Mitzi was
Yeah,
late keeping us on the ball there with the hot seat, hot seat, hot seat.
right? She usually has those chairs going. Chris, if you're all set and the animals are all safe and secure, we're throwing you into the flames, sir.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Best of luck, Jamie, Chris. We'll see you guys on the other side of this mess.
It's time to play the game. It's time to play the game. Ha ha ha. Let's go.
Hello.
Hi, Jamie.
So you have to put up with my weirdness tonight, but
Yeah,
we're still gonna make you sweat.
I think it adds effect.
Yeah, I hate it. It's driving me insane back here. I'm doing everything I can to fix it, and I have no idea what it is. So, all right. If snakes had hairstyles, would yours have a mullet or a mohawk?
Mohawk for sure. That was what I thought of before you even gave me the options.
Scrambler jean or sunset?
Sunset.
Okay. Would
I
you
work them
rather
both,
all
but sunset.
Yeah, if you had to pick one, I know I always try and pick two that I know that you love, so it's
Yeah,
hard. Would you rather always wear wet socks or always eat food that's lukewarm?
lukewarm food. Absolutely.
Hiking a long trail or off-roading in a four by four?
Hiking.
Okay. Like what when I say long, I'm thinking like 10 miles.
Yeah, let's
You
do it.
rather do
I
that?
yeah, yeah,
Wow. All
yeah.
right, all right.
I like going hiking on vacations and stuff too, and
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good
vehicles aren't
time.
my thing too much, so I'll flip it for sure. So
Yeah.
just for
Right?
safety
It's
reasons, I
scary.
better hike.
You better walk. Skydiving or bungee jumping?
Ooh, skydiving.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Try it
Yeah.
once, maybe. Would
Yeah,
you
I always
rather?
about I worry
Go
about
ahead.
the recoil with bungee jumping. Like you're gonna,
I know. What if it
so
breaks? Yeah,
yeah.
that'd be terrifying.
Yep.
I would hate it. One time at the Minnesota State Fair, they had this thing and you laid in it on your stomach and it pulled you up and just dropped you. And I can imagine it would be similar to that. And I would
Yeah.
not do that again, I don't think. It was really scary. Would you
It
rather
sounds like it.
explain reptile genetics to a toddler or explain them to your grandparents?
Probably my grandparents.
Yeah. In your opinion, are you more of a take the safe path or take risks kind of guy?
uh, Depends on the situation, but let's go with take risks.
Yeah. It's kind of fun to
Lean
see
into
what the
risk.
outcome's going to be. Yeah. Classic car or modern sports car?
Classic car.
Okay. Do you have
Classic
a
sports
favorite?
car.
Oh, yeah.
I
There we
love
go.
Corvettes.
Yeah.
I love older Corvettes,
Little
Stingrays.
red Corvette by chance?
Sure. Yeah.
Would you rather fend off 50 sewer rats with a lightsaber or 5 with a chainsaw?
I'd love to use a lightsaber. I don't care what I'm fighting. I mean,
Right? I know it'd be so fun.
yeah.
Little rat dogs just.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably lose a limb in the process, but I think it'd still be fun.
Nah, you got to get the ones by your feet first. What's more appealing, sailing the open sea or exploring deserts?
Open sea for sure. Love the
Right.
ocean.
Yeah. You don't get seasick then?
Occasionally, but I love it
You'll deal
still.
with it.
So
Yeah. It's actually so massive. It's scary. It's terrifying.
yes,
Yeah.
but it's awesome at the same
Yeah.
time.
It is. It's beautiful. Which do you prefer? Gourmet steak dinner or street food?
Oh, I love both. I mean, you see me. I don't. Oof. Let's go with street food. I like the new and exciting things, so I
Yeah.
like trying new foods.
Right? I think I'd pick street food also. Would you rather survive a room full of flying tokay geckos or swimming snakes?
Flying tokays. It'd be exciting.
I just imagine being in a room with bats flying all over. It's scary. But I would
Yeah.
pick that over swimming snakes any day.
Yeah.
If you could swap places with any of your reptiles for one day, which one would you pick?
Wow. Probably a ball python, man. They don't have much to worry about, right? Like, I think I worry more about their next meal than they do. So,
Right?
ball python.
Probably. Okay. It's pretty easy, laid back day, I would
Yeah,
think.
absolutely.
Would you rather all your snakes escape once a year or all your feeders?
Ooh, feeders, they're much easier to find. And I mean,
Yeah.
you just put a
Oh,
bucket in the room with a ramp
I
to it, they're going to jump
suppose.
in it.
I suppose. I didn't think of it like that. I just thought of it with hundreds of rats just loose, and that was a bad thought for me.
Yeah.
Like, right?
Yeah, neither one's good. I mean, now that you
No,
bring it put it out that way, I don't like it.
right.
But
No.
from the standpoint of getting them back where they need to be, the rats are easier.
Yeah, it would be faster. You're right. I changed my answer on that one. If you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would you pick?
Oof, that's a good question.
I love that
Uh,
question.
I don't know, probably the kids from South Park. They make me laugh.
Yeah, they're funny.
Or Homer Simpson.
Yep. The episode of South Park that sticks out in my head always is the poo one. Heidi,
Mr.
Heidi ho,
Was it
everybody.
Mr. Hanky, the Christmas
Uh-huh.
poo?
Yeah, the Christmas poo. So funny.
Yeah.
Build a legacy or live fully in the moment.
Live fully in the moment.
Yep. I think the older I get, the more I would rather do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you could go back in time and talk to little Chris, what would you tell him?
I'd say don't get out of reptiles. Keep all your reptiles and start breeding earlier.
Right? There you
Yeah.
go. Yep. Good advice. What is the best advice you would give to a new keeper just coming in?
Don't rush. Learn
Take your
everything you
time.
can about
Yep.
husbandry.
Yeah.
It's not my words. That's somebody else has said it, but grow into business.
Yeah. It's so hard because you get so excited you just want to
Oh yeah.
keep collecting and collecting, but that's
I
the
mean,
best
to this
advice I
day, I
could.
still have to temper my excitement
Mhm.
on certain things and be
You-
like,
the-
no, you don't work with what you got.
yeah. The impulse is strong,
Yeah.
man.
Absolutely.
How do you decide which projects you're going to focus on each season?
I try to look at what works with what I like the most.
Yeah.
I love sunset clowns, so I try to imagine what's going to look best with those.
Right.
Usually that's how I decide what's going to work best with what I'm working.
Do you write all your genetics down and just kind of look it over? Do you have some kind of chart or do you
I
just
use Husbandry Pro, so I'll
okay,
usually go into there, but I do write
plug
them
it in?
down, and I'll be like, I think I just started yesterday for the 26th season, like looking
Okay.
at, okay, what am I going to pair next year?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
very early rough draft, but I'm sure I'll change it a few times here before the season hits. But
For sure.
just looking
Yeah.
at, how things are going to play out.
Yeah. How do you determine like how many pairings you're going to do?
At this stage, I don't have a ton. Like, I think this will be my biggest season at 10 clutches. So it's
Okay.
not, for
That's
me, it's everything at the moment.
right.
But there's definitely some females, that I've had and that I'm probably not going to pair next year and give them a year off just
Yeah.
because I don't have really anything I want to
Space.
do with that.
Gotcha. Yep. Okay. The last question in the hot seat. What would you like to be known for?
Being a nice guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
You are a nice
being a
guy,
good
from what I
guy.
can tell. You survived the hot seat. That was fun. I always love putting people in the heat.
Yeah,
So thank you for
I'm
joining me.
sweating.
Thank you. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Thank you for everybody in the chat, and please like, share, follow, and subscribe.
We are back, and that ain't supposed to be there. So, that's my bald head and a weird picture that I need to fix. What is that, guys? Let's do it this way. Let's go this route, and we'll just bring Jamie back, and we'll get rid of whatever was blocking that scene for some reason. I think that was my old
You fixed
screen
it.
share, and I couldn't remove it. Yeah, so anyway, we're back. Great job, guys, both of you. I'll swap you two like that, so we're in our standard format here. But, yeah, I got completely flustered with that scene change, and it was really weird, so I apologize. We do have some questions from the audience, though. I went back and starred. Jamie, I think you're
let's do it.
muted.
Still muted. Hi, I'm back.
There you go.
I'm so used to muting myself after the hot seat.
Right?
Yeah.
And I got joined by, this is a special combination. It's a zebra pied het clown.
Ooh, look at that one.
But he just decides to hop up here anytime he wants, middle of the show or not. So he's got to be
He's
put
got
down.
any enchi, those green eyes?
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
He is.
Wide eye stripes. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's weird, even our furries, we kind of revert back to the ball python morphs as we identify them. Oh, that's a
Oh, yeah.
spot nose for sure, you know.
So
But-
funny.
Yeah, so did you catch those, Jamie? There's a couple for Chris directly.
No, because
I
if you
starred 'em.
start
Here,
'em, I
we'll
can
start at
find
the
them.
top.
Yeah.
So Banna says, how many tarantulas does he have? And let's put him up here and scoot Jason and me down like that. How's that?
I have 4. So I've got the green bottle blue, Choco golden knee, Carabina versicolor, and then H. pulchripes, I think is the scientific name, but it's like an orange, blue, golden colored baboon spider from South Africa.
Baboon spider sounds
Baboon.
even more
Sounds
terrifying. Like,
Right.
I try to get the ones that do a lot of webbing and stand out. Like I don't want something that's going to go hide under a piece of cork bark. I want it out so when I show it to kids, it shows it's going to be out.
Yeah.
You know, so those are the ones I go for. The colorful, the ones that web up a lot and stand out in the open.
yeah, man. Baboon.
That's probably going to be my
tarantula.
limit.
Oof. Okay.
You know what,
well,
Banna?
that's that.
He doesn't hold them either, Banna.
No, I don't. Not at all. My kids have held tarantulas, and I won't. I'm done.
I just got to
Ban-
think. I really do like them. I think I could sit and watch them forever, but I don't know. I wanna
Right.
Yeah.
With that plexi between or acrylic or whatever that divider is. I'm cool
Right.
with that. Yeah.
Yep.
So your buddy, Iowa connection here, Eric, says, what is your dream hatchling for next year?
Oh, I'm hoping for a sunset spot nose clown. And it's got banana in the mix too, so we'll see
Man,
how
banana
that
would
works
be
out.
so cool with the sunset. and
Yeah. I know Leviathan hatched out some banana sunsets last year, and they looked pretty cool.
Oh, I imagine.
Yeah.
That'd be super sweet. Okay. So you got that covered. We're going to hit Jeff over at GTL. He's got one for you, and it's kind of a longer one. What was his driving motivation in getting into the snakes he works with, and what does he do to combat burnout?
So for the species I get into, I love pythons. So I love their behaviors. I love the body type, the big bodied snakes. I've had boas. I don't for whatever reason they just not as much fun to me. The colubrids I like, but again, I'd say my heart lies with the pythons. So that's usually the route I take is the pythons or anything that looks like a python, like those house snakes act like pythons. For the burnout, I think it's just trying to follow that advice of just not getting too big too fast. Because, I mean, the second you get too big, that rodent bill becomes bigger and the cleaning tasks take longer, and this then becomes a burden rather than a hobby, right? So I just try to stay mindful of not getting too big too fast and try to check myself when I get those urges to go out and bid on auctions and do stuff that,
Right.
how many
Those
recessive
damn auctions.
Yeah, just ask myself, Chris, how many recessive projects are you going to work really? Like, how many racks do you want to have? So at the moment, that's what I do is I'd love to eventually get to a point where I'm making like some really cool stuff that I love with, 20 to 30 clutches a year, if that, something that's big enough that I can handle it myself and stuff that I really like.
Yeah. 20
With
to
shed
30 is a lot.
testing, it is. With shed testing, it's a lot easier, I think, to do that now too, rather than having to hold back every female and breed them out to prove them out. So we all
South Park
are.
says, yes, absolutely.
All right.
What about rat
Wow.
snakes?
I have a corn snake. That's a rat snake, technically, right? Red rat snake. So no, there's some really cool Asian rat snakes that I've had my eyes on over the years. Um, but just nothing I've pulled the trigger on. From what I know of them right now, I keep my reptile room too warm for them to even like that. They like the
Sure.
cooler temps with the Asian rats. So, but I've had my eyes on like some blue beauties, and even some of the bigger like Asian rat snakes are pretty neat. So, um, yeah, eventually someday this office will stay cooler where I'm at now. So maybe we'll get some in here.
Yeah,
Right,
that is the
right.
problem when you start to really spread out species. Is pretty soon you need 3, 4 different rooms because you need different environments for them, and it gets pretty
Yeah,
tough, man.
completely different husbandry. And now, how do you
Yep,
divide that up? And it's,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
absolutely.
critical
Yeah.
for sure. So, yeah, we got Banna who says, I don't hold them by choice. Happens occasionally when I have to rehouse one. But you got to just stay calm and guide them to their new home. So guiding, I'm not
Yeah,
sure what guiding all involves. Probably like a paintbrush and some barricades and
yeah.
things to, get it to go the right direction. But
Bull whip.
Yeah.
right, right.
If you're prepared. I know when I moved that Choco Golden into its new house, it got away. I was pretty terrified. I thought I was gonna have to burn my house down.
uh,
Right. And John at Mission isn't buying it for a minute. He says, Eric, come on, man. Spill the beans. 15 recessive, 2 head recessive, 37 code hounds. That's about right. That's how they pile up. So I think
Oh
everybody
yeah.
that's around this already knows kind of exactly what you've described, and the fact that you've somehow pretty much survived that is pretty huge testament to your willpower. I'll be honest, because
Hmm.
Jason's fallen for it, I've fallen for it. Jamie's currently in the middle of it with her leopard geckos. It's a maelstrom of self-denial that you have to,
Oh yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, put into action. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you have what we have.
Oh,
Nothing makes
I've done
sense.
it. I've done it and had to sell stuff that, I never even bred, and so I've made the mistakes, but I try to just remind myself of that, like when
Yeah.
I'm moving forward. Even
that's
now with
better than
projects I'm in, it's like, do I want to buy this animal now, or do I want to wait a year and maybe buy a visual in a year? So, for some of my recessive
yeah.
stuff. So
Selling stuff that you haven't bred is better than breeding stuff and going, why did we pair this?
yeah, yeah. No,
That's
that's
happened a
that.
couple times too.
Luckily, I haven't had to do that yet, or I haven't done that
Yeah,
yet. The season's still
Ha-
young though.
right, right.
plenty of
Have
time.
to just a
Yeah.
shout out from one of my gaming buddies. Morph LFG best snakes ever. I'm not sure why we're looking for group in a gaming term, but yeah, Braden's got me confused on that one. But I got to shout him out because he popped in here. Known him for years and years, but he lost me right there. So thank you, Braden, for swinging in. Tarantula questions. There's
Yeah.
your girl. Kat
Yeah,
says, anything you got, bring to her. So
I've
absolutely.
seen
Um,
Kat's videos. She's definitely got the spiders, man.
I'll be
oh yeah.
bringing them because they're definitely foreign to me at the moment, but
Yeah.
they're fun. They're fun. I like them.
So you brought out the best in the audience, though. I mean, we had a lot of Q&A from the audience. That's something we're trying to
Awesome.
do like a better job of, and we got a lot of questions for you tonight. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I'm glad to be a part of it. Thanks for having me.
For sure. We're wrapping around to the 15 minutes of lame conversation, though. We didn't touch on that at all.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How big an impact? Well, let's start with how did you find out you were in it, number one, and then
So
talk us through that.
So I got into it because I was watching a live. I don't even remember, but Chris Eaton was on a live, and they were doing a fundraiser for cancer at the time with super chats. And he said, if you donate to a super chat and you're interested in being a contestant, hit me up. Donate, hit me up after the show. I'm a cancer survivor myself. 6 years now I've been in remission, so it's kind of near and dear to my heart. Yeah, so I donated and talked to Chris and kind of bought my way into the competition, but um, I don't regret it at all. Met some great people doing it, and Chris is a great guy too.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. I think that's something that doesn't get touched on enough. I know that a lot of, if you just go to the channel and you watch 2 minutes of clips from his shows, you are probably going to walk out of there with a strong dislike for this guy.
Yeah.
I'll be
Oh, I
honest.
did it. I did it. I downloaded. I was looking for a snake podcast years ago when he might have been the only snake podcast out there, and I downloaded audio only before getting onto an airplane to go somewhere on vacation. And I started listening to it, and I'm like, oh my god, what is this?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I think the exact was you morons think you're going to buy two $100 ball pythons and make $1 million, and I'm like,
Right.
this is a lot of negativity.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That
But,
sounds
yeah.
spot on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
But he
But
turned
yeah.
me. He turned me.
Yes.
Mhm.
I think with time spent, with some actual interest in what he's out there doing and the actual good that he does year in and year out. I mean, it's obvious that all of the rest is a cover to be, number one, entertaining. Number two, I find 90% of it hilarious myself
Oh, it
because
is.
I see the sarcasm and things in it.
For
But
sure.
he's just genuinely been a really good guy to us. He's always had nothing but good to say about us and others around us. So when all the lights come down and the stage is cleared and the performance is done, he's a very nice guy behind all the theatrics, you know. So
Yeah, no doubt.
we appreciate Chris 100%.
Don't
And I
ruin
can't
his
say that.
reputation, John.
Well,
It's going to come
We're
We
not
out.
going to
won't.
like you talking about him like this.
exactly, that's it. So, the experience overall, though, like the connections you made, things that
Oh,
happened throughout the process, huge positive, yeah?
oh, absolutely, absolutely. Like for me, when I first started, I said I'm going to get a YouTube going because my thought process what was the whole time like if I'm going to try and sell somebody snakes and expect them to send me money before I ever send them anything physical for them to put their hands on, they got to trust me, right? So I want to show them what I'm doing here, show them what I'm working with, where I'm keeping my animals. So I thought that was really crucial in kind of building a base and showing people that, I'm trying to do this the right way and take care of these animals, care for them. But I'd say the thing through that was the thing about that was I really hadn't put the effort into Instagram, and I'd say like with 2 years I put in for work on YouTube, I probably gained in that 4 or 5 months doing 15 minutes of lame on Instagram to get to that point. So it was a huge boost for my brand, and from that standpoint, got to do collaborations with Gerald and Crystal, Crabtree at VPI Morphs and Gecko Diva. A lot of fun stuff with Charlie, the back and forth stuff, tags, pythons. We had a really great group. I don't think there was much drama. Like I feel like I could walk up to them guys at the show and have a great conversation, have a beer with them. So overall, I thought it was a real positive experience, and I had a great time doing it. It kind of got me out of my shell a little bit and
Mhm.
got me to work some of those other social media platforms that I had neglected previously.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do think your group in particular, and we watched prior seasons and things, but your group had a really good feel to it, just all
Yeah.
around. I mean, aside from the few dropouts and things that kind of just filtered off the side, the active participants really had a ton of fun. You could see the
Oh yeah.
handball going back and forth to people, a lot of volleys and things going through your different reels, and it was just cool to see all the really positive interaction in that group of people. So
Yeah, and that's one of the things like when I got out of this before, like I said, I didn't like take it. I wasn't into the YouTube stuff. It wasn't even really around that I'm aware of. So when I got back into this and you see this whole world on YouTube where you got this community of people and it's just like, this is cool, man. I want to be a part of this, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I think I don't want to say it's critical, but I do think it's really important that people do take the step to get with the community, be part of the community. If you're not, you're kind of just selling yourself short, not only from what you can gain from other people, but that ability to just reach out in different directions instantly and know
Oh,
that someone
absolutely.
is on the other end of that line. That's invaluable.
Yeah. Even
And
to have the same interests, like growing up, I'm sure you guys, you're the reptile kid, you're the weird kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like something you're almost
Yeah.
ashamed of, like back in the day. And you'd read books about it from like Kevin McCurley and stuff like that. But now you see this whole community of people, and it's like, okay, I'm not the weirdo necessarily. I'm just not with the
right.
right group.
Now here
Yeah.
comes the
You're just
kids
one
that
of a
won't eat
bunch of
chicken
weirdos
nuggets. That
now.
yeah,
Chicken nugget. So,
I chose
Chris,
I chose street food. No.
right.
yeah, that was a good
Right.
choice, by the way. So, for the upcoming 15 minutes of lame contestants, what would be the most helpful tip you could give them for success?
Participate. Don't get yourself involved in any negativity. Stay positive and just have fun with it. And
Yeah.
like I said, participate and have fun with it. Get out of your shell.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll take that to heart. We'll get out of our shells somehow. But the
I love my nuggies.
right, the YouTube also is very active, and you have a lot of subs. You got a lot of great content on there. So guys, it is in the description down below. Video description's got Chris's links over to your Instagram, over to your YouTube. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect to see coming up from you in the next couple
YouTube,
months here.
I need to get better about. Instagram's been my focus, I'd say, since last year. But YouTube, I'm just trying to put stuff up that's pertaining to what I'm doing here, projects I'm working, maybe some care guides about stuff that I can refer people to that buy animals off me, stuff like that about the house snakes, the maclots, pythons, blood pythons, um, stuff like that. Because like my husbandry evolves too over time. Try to update that stuff as I go. Uh, for a long time, I was trying to do a video every week. It's definitely been more of I'd say less of an editing production, more of a just grab the camera and film in the moment and a little bit of rough editing, throw it together and get it out there for people to see what's going on and what I'm working on.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's a pretty good formula for the bulk of people? I mean, I feel like those are the ones I digest really well, is just
Yeah.
someone talking in their room and there isn't a lot of extra things going on.
Yeah. No, I think it's been a good formula. I've seen a lot of I'd say initially I did a lot of shorts. Like when I first started YouTube, I said I'm going to do a short every day for as long as I could do it. And I think I went 3 or 4 months straight where I did a short every single day on
Wow.
my YouTube channel
Wow.
when I started it. And I got away from that and started doing more of the long form content because I kind of enjoy that more. But with everything I got going on here, full-time job, family, the editing it kills you trying to
It's
edit videos.
brutal.
It is a full-time job. So I've gotten more into the shorts. Like I was very like algorithm focused previously where I was like, oh, I got to be between 8 and 13 minutes and do this and that and have music in the background. And I've gotten away from that definitely to where I might put out a 3 minute video about a new project I'm getting into, or cut a clutch here and it might be a 5 minute video cut up of some different footage of what I'm doing and some babies that I'm going to have available. Stuff like that. Stuff I can link back to my more perfect market page to. I'd like to use that because they do have that video feature and that YouTube link feature to individually videotape each hatchling and be able to link back to that so people can see a video of it too.
That's cool.
Nice. Yeah, we need to actually
I didn't know
utilize
they
that.
had that. Yeah.
we have the footage of a lot of that stuff, and we don't ever link it and, pull things this direction or vice versa. So great pointer there for people that aren't using that video feature, right? But how is Morph Market done for you? Is that your best outlet for moving things as you produce, or?
I still have not done a show. So like I said, this season will be my biggest ball python season. I'm looking at 10 to 12 clutches when it's all said and done. But yeah, I mean, I've been able so far to move everything through Morph Market. I'm not opposed to doing shows. I got the banner to do it. I've got stuff to do it. I just have not had the inventory or the need yet. So, yeah, that's kind of Morph Market's been the only outlet for the most part. Now, I've done some advertising with like the Meta ads and some boosted some YouTube videos here and there, or some shorts here and there to advertise clutches that I'm doing, and that's very helpful too. I'd say it comes back. Usually you get your money back on it. You'll get attention to your page, either new followers or people that actually buy stuff. So
Wow.
Okay.
It's been very helpful.
Yeah.
That actually kind of surprises me, because we look
me
at
too.
that and I've seen it a lot, and I'm like, does that really pay? But sounds like it does, huh?
That was something that was honestly passed down to me from Adam and Shane over at Proper Royals and Small Town Exotics. They do a show on their Patreon together, and watching that, they kind of did an episode about the YouTube ads, or I think it was the Meta ads, and Adam's a huge proponent of that.
Nice.
Okay.
I'll be.
It's nice. So they actually do target a decent audience for you. My fear was always that they're just going to throw out this random thing to.
Yeah, and I usually just let them target what they decide is the best audience to target.
Okay. Huh. Interesting. So we're going to have to look into
They'll
that.
look into that for sure.
Yeah. Beautiful, man. So we touched on some things before the show. We already know your favorite state in the nation is Wisconsin. We can't blame you there.
I've been on 2 vacations there this year so far, so
Oh wow.
I mean, I can't. My actions speak louder than my words. I think. Not that my words were bad.
No, your words were speaking very kindly of Wisconsin, so thank you for that. But I do want to give you the chance, because we do almost every show. Sometimes we forget or get sidetracked, but shout outs to all those people that are really close to you, have really kind of pushed you ahead and given you a little bit of a leg up as comfort or whatever direction it's helped.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got the local gang here, Buffalo Ridge Reptiles, Eric over at ERS. Communicated back and forth with them a few times here and there. Proper Royals, Leviathan, Small Town Exotics. They've been very supportive of me as I came up and started my YouTube channel early with positive words of encouragement or advice. So those people are near and dear to my heart. Chris Eaton get me into that 15 minutes of lane competition, giving me that opportunity, and love the OTP podcast. I think they might have been the first podcast I ever done. I have a lot of fun watching them. Second to Morph, of course. And,
No, don't start that. Don't get any. We don't need any blood in the water. They've got pirate ships over there. They got pirate ships.
Yeah.
yeah, but you guys, I mean, the opportunity to be here tonight, Mike, on the Double Clutch show, and Ebony and Ivory, Matt, I think it's his anniversary, and happy anniversary to him. But anybody
shout
that's
out.
brought me out, let me talk about my brand. There's so many good people in the hobby. You hear about a lot of the bad, but there are some really good ones.
Yeah,
For sure.
absolutely.
And that's who I'm here for, honestly, is the good ones.
Yeah, absolutely. The others you kind of just got to ignore or definitely step to the side. They're not going to be there no matter what industry or area you're in. There's always those. So
I feel like we're pretty fortunate, because there's not very many, to be honest. I mean,
it's
really good community.
Yeah.
pretty slim, but the ones that are bad are really bad, and you just got to get away from that, right? So
Well, I think shed testing took out the fake hat business too. So we're lucky to live in the time we do with that, because I've heard some horror
100%.
stories from folks who had got, a lot of money wrapped up in something that ended up not being what they were sold.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
a lot of time and money,
Oh.
both, and heartbreak.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. It's been a fun show. It really has.
Yeah, I had a
Jamie,
blast.
Jason got.
You're flipping us all over.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it back. Jamie's screen's just all blurring out. But
Yeah, I'm blurry. Woo.
No, I just
Yeah.
want to say thanks to you, Chris, for coming on. Really appreciate it. Like John said, it's been a lot of fun. Been a really good show tonight. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Thanks for having me, guys. I had a
Trivia
blast.
time?
yeah, hang out there. We've got trivia. One last trivia. We are going to talk to you after too. Just if you'll have us for a few minutes.
Yeah,
after the
absolutely.
show.
Anytime.
But we try to let the show end reasonably for the East Coast people and other reasons. So, Jamie, what did you come up with tonight? What did you find out there for
I
trivia?
feel like it's going to be a really challenging one.
Okay, all right, that's okay.
What species can Chris see himself maybe dabbling into in the future?
Oh, I remember you asking, but I don't remember the answer.
I don't know if I remember the answer.
No, you specifically
Chris is like,
said.
"Damn it! Which one did I say this time?"
Yeah, which one did I say? Oh, I remember now.
It's not house snake, Ken, not tarantula.
If you guys didn't say I said it, I would have got this wrong.
That's too
It
funny.
changed through the course of the show. Yeah, that's about right.
Ken's giving up. I don't know.
He's like, I don't know. Good night, guys. I'm out.
Good night, Ken.
Ken. Have a good night, man. Appreciate him. Cracks me up every time.
Yeah,
Man, I think you stumped him.
I know. It was a tough
Blood.
one.
Rhino rats, blood.
He's got bloods
He's
already.
got a blood, or at least one.
Those Mackie sounding
Yeah, I don't know
name
what
snakes.
that. I don't know what that means, but that's not what I wrote down.
No. I know which one he means.
Rhino rats. Yes.
Better not get rhino rats. Let's not do those.
If you guys come up with one and he says, "Oh, maybe I am interested in
I
that," then you
think
get the
Eric
forge
might
point.
have it there. That's what I recall.
I got.
No, I think Eric, back up several, I think was right. Yes, that's what I recalled, but maybe that was too general. Did you have a specific one?
That's not
I-
what I wrote down. I don't know if that's the same meaning.
I said this. Am I allowed to say it?
Not yet.
Not yet. Hang in
Not
there
yet?
one
Okay.
second. Okay. But you have a specific one in mind, right?
Okay,
Yes.
I'm going to put a
Okay,
question
all right.
B up just in case. And I'm not going to put it up. I'm going to type it up.
Land turtles. Land turtles.
Land
Tortoises?
turtles, yeah.
Do you mean tortoises or what do you?
It was the box turtles, but no, I don't think that
okay.
was the one Jamie has.
No. John
Okay,
says
question B.
Sumatran short tails.
There it is.
That was it.
Kinda.
That
Yep,
was it.
I see it. Mission Morph.
Yep.
Okay. So it was. I remembered short tails, but you wanted specifically Sumatran. Okay.
Sumatran is what I wrote down.
Gotcha. Okay. So Eric,
Good job, John.
so close, but you got buzzed by the guest and by Jamie. They shut you down, Eric.
You got the
Sorry,
short
Eric.
tail end of the stick, man.
Right.
She
Yeah.
stumped me
No.
on that one.
No pun intended.
Right? She was
Oh.
very specific, but that's okay. It's just for fun, and it's just Forge Coin, guys. Nobody's spending it anyway, apparently.
Well,
All you
not
Forge
enough
Coin
people.
holders out there. No, I'm teasing.
Look at Ken. Did anybody notice that Ken again? What was it? Well, it's
Came
in
back
minutes
with
now.
the answer.
I was gonna say, was he like half a second after? He's always
Right.
just right there, man.
Is my guess
Oh,
getting
man.
ignored? What? No, it's not getting ignored. You spelled it wrong and you said spotted up here, Ken. Like, what? We're not ignoring you. We see what you're typing. Dude, Ken gets cracking me up, man.
Ken could get some credit from me because when Jamie initially asked the question, in my head I said spotted pythons. I was like,
Really?
yeah, I was watching a video about spotted pythons earlier, and I'm like, those are fresh in the mind.
Yeah.
So that's where my head went, and she's like, "Oh, you said it during the show," and I'm like, "Oh, what did I say?"
That's funny.
And the answer is absolutely not. No, you cannot buy us a tarantula.
Your boys don't want spiders.
So no, the answer is a hard no. All right. Enough goofing around with the questions. Yeah, I know, Ken. I'm sorry, man, that we have to go by how it flows into here, but it was, you were right behind the other one. It was John at Mission right before yours. Yeah. Here, actually, I can't screenshot it to show you, but yeah, we wouldn't do that to you, Ken. We would definitely give you 10 more. We just like John better, let's face it. No. Okay, that'll get them all riled up, just the fact that I said that too.
Right.
Hang out, Chris. We're going to talk to you for a few minutes backstage. Everybody else, we got 2 days left. We got another weekend coming up. We also have a fantastic guest next week. So come hang out with us if you got the time, if you got the space, if you got the patience for all our technical difficulties. Frank,
hopefully my camera's better next week.
Right. Frank at Locked and Loaded is coming on with us.
Yeah.
Known Frank for a long time. He's got some amazing stuff he's producing year in, year out, and it's a really overlooked collection. It's a fantastic collection over there at Locked and Loaded, and we're anxious to see some Cinder stuff. That's one we're trying to get in with Frank, and I think he's holding an animal for us in that project too. So we're going to show this just for Ken, just so we don't look shady or feel bad.
Man,
but
that's the fastest photoshopping I've ever done.
That was really quick, but so anyway, yeah, that is just kind of how the cookie crumbles, as James B. Easy would say, cookie man up there in the Pacific Northwest. But come hang out with us next week, guys. Frank at Lock and Loaded. Everybody else, 2 days left. You got a weekend right ahead of you. Dustin, good to see you, sir. Flip back around and watch the replay. It was fun with Chris out here. Everybody else, have a fantastic week, and thank you again for coming and hanging out.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you on the flip side, yeah? Get our closing video and get the heck out of here.
So,
peace, everybody. Much love. Thanks for coming out and watching the show.